Hola a todos, bienvenidos a Entérate con Verizon. Estoy tan contento de estar con todos ustedes. Como ustedes saben, estamos comprometidos con nuestra comunidad hispana, brindándoles siempre el mejor servicio, dándoles más por su dinero en la red en la que América confía más. So today we join Somos, our Latinx employee resource group, as we all celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month, highlighting our past, our heritage, and most importantly, nuestra gente.
Gracias, Diego. What a great message to kick off Hispanic Heritage Month. Now, friends, did you know that approximately 62 million people of Hispanic descent live in the United States today? Más de 60 millones de personas con lazos étnicos a los más de 20 países latinoamericanos y caribeños. That is a lot of culture to celebrate, which is why every year Hispanic Heritage Month is officially observed from today, September 15th, until October 15th. But on Verizon, we recognize and celebrate the Hispanic community today and every day, from our customers to our V-teamers and the communities we serve. Durante este episodio queremos demostrar la importancia, la diversidad y el poder que tiene nuestra gente by showcasing the achievements and contributions of Hispanics y el impacto positivo que hemos dejado en Verizon y en este país. A wonderful example of that is our next story. V-teamer Joe Nieves didn't always bring his full self to work until he realized that embracing his roots unlocked his full potential.
Hi, I'm Joe Nieves, and I've been at Verizon for 6 years. I'm from Brooklyn, born and raised. My parents are born and raised in Brooklyn as well. My grandparents are from Puerto Rico, and they both immigrated to the country in the 40s.
Being an immigrant is hard. I know that firsthand. So what would you say was most difficult for you and your family in terms of the immigrant experience?
I would say the most difficult for my family was trying to battle the culture that they grew up in with the culture that we were growing up in, because it was two different worlds and two different times. My parents really tried for us not to grow up with a Spanish-speaking accent, so we didn't speak Spanish at home. I learned a little bit in high school, learned a little bit in college, and started speaking more once I met my wife. Before I joined Verizon, I worked in a lot of small businesses. I reached a point in my career where I wanted to move up in a company, and they said that I didn't fit the mold because I was who I was. You know, I didn't know about separating myself and being a different person at work and being a different person at the workplace. So when I joined Verizon and entered this corporate world, I thought, let me try to redefine myself and, you know, be this model that corporate America kind of has. And what I found out was that I was spending too much time trying to not be myself. One of the first things that I did after realizing that was during a holiday celebration, we had all decided we were gonna bring food, and I brought a nice pernil, arroz con gandule, and I served it to everyone, and they were just blown away with the quality of the food and how good it was. And it started me down the path of, you know, folks feeling a different way towards me and being more familial than being like we were in a workplace. And that started to change.
So, you know, Joe, something you've mentioned to me and I'd love for you to talk about a little more is the fact that you speak to kids at schools. For me, growing up, I remember, you know, I grew up in a very Latino, hardworking community, but there wasn't that many I want to say people that maybe I was like, wow, I want to do that or this. I just didn't have that example that much. So there were a few people who came and spoke at my school, and that gave me so much hope. And I think it's so neat that you do that. Can you tell me why you do that and what do you hope to accomplish from that?
The first part of that why is that representation 100% matters, and everything that you just said is true. I didn't have that growing up either. I didn't have someone that showed me there was a different way that looked like me. And I go to these schools and speak to the students to show them you can succeed in what you're doing right now. You can make it out of what you're going through. There is somebody who's going through what you're going through or has.
Okay, Joe, so the last question is, you've experienced so much in your career by now. What's your advice to V-teamers who may be struggling with bringing their full selves to work, whatever their background may be?
Be your unique self. I know it sounds cliche, but it's not. It's extremely important for you to do that, because the only way you'll succeed and the only way the company itself will succeed is by leaning on the uniqueness of everybody in the business.
Muchísimas gracias, Joe, for sharing your story so transparently. Remember, V-Team, whatever it is that makes you different truly is your superpower. Bueno, let's continue. Como todos sabemos, el nuevo iPhone 14 fue anunciado la semana pasada y les cuento que al mismo tiempo Verizon anunció nuestro nuevo plan exclusivo, One Unlimited para iPhone. It's the only phone plan in the US with Apple One, meaning you get Apple Music, Apple TV Plus, Apple Arcade, and iCloud Plus, all bundled together. Get up to $480 in annual value included when your family gets One Unlimited for iPhone and has a connected device. Para más información sobre este nuevo plan, visiten el link en nuestra historia. Mi gente, les quiero recordar that we have an ongoing partnership with legendary Argentine sportcaster Andrés Cantor y Fútbol de Primera. And to celebrate Hispanic heritage, we'll have some special store events with Cantor y nada más y nada menos que con uno de mis ídolos del fútbol colombiano, el gran Pibe Valderrama. Yo no me lo pierdo, es otro gran golazo de Verizon. The event will take place on September 23rd in Los Angeles and September 26th in San Jose. Para más información sobre estos eventos, head over to our story. Now, one of the few things Latinos love more than soccer is, of course, our families. Especialmente los que nos encontramos al exterior. Es súper importante poder comunicarnos por teléfono. It really helps us feel closer together. Yo personalmente dependo de mi celular para hablar con mi abuelita en Colombia. And Verizon is making it easier for us to connect with our loved ones in Latin America with Global Choice. Ahora puedes llamar a uno de 17 países en Latinoamérica, incluyendo Cuba, at no cost with select 5G unlimited plans. And as always, talk and text to Mexico and Canada is included on select 5G unlimited plans. Pasamos ahora a otra realidad que muchos de nosotros o nuestras familias hemos enfrentado: mudarnos a un nuevo país. It's really hard. Some of the challenges include not having a credit history, which makes a simple task like getting a phone really hard. But thanks to our partnership with Nova Credit, Verizon is the first carrier in the US to provide new-to-country customers access to device financing on the network America relies on. Personas que llegan a Estados Unidos de países elegibles como Brasil, la República Dominicana, México y España, entre otros, have the ability to use the credit history they've already built in their home country to finance a device for 0% interest with credit approval, opening up opportunities beyond bringing your own device or prepaid phone plans. Bueno, seguimos. V-Team, our Somos Employee Resource Group, has been hard at work planning events to engage with all of you throughout Hispanic Heritage Month. Now, in case you didn't know, Somos is Verizon's Hispanic Employee Resource Group, and more than 5,000 employees make up this ERG. This year, the theme of our month-long celebration is Our Past, Our Heritage, Mi Gente. Y hay muchos eventos importantes, and I am so excited to be joined today by our new Somos Global lead, Alisanet Rodriguez, and she's here to highlight a few of the many events. But primero, felicitaciones por tu nueva posición. We are in the very best hands.
Gracias, Jen. Our team is so excited about our Hispanic Heritage Month celebrations.
Absolutely amazing. Now, there's a handful of events, but give us two that we should be looking out for.
Absolutely. We will have a total of 33 events, but here's two awesome ones to get excited about. On Thursday, October 6th, from 1 to 1:45 p.m. Eastern Time, Somos Latinas will present Viva las Mujeres, an open panel discussion with Latinas about being Latina in and outside of Verizon. And on Monday, October 10th, from 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern Time, thanks to our Somos and NBCU partnership, we'll be hosting Top Chef Maria Mason.
Excelente, I love it. I'm so excited for all of these events. V-Team, check out today's story for a link to all Hispanic Heritage Month events. And with that, llegamos al final de este episodio. I'm Jennifer Marin. And Elisanet, how about we end this special episode with a video showcasing what this special month means to our Somos ERG?
I love it.
I love it too. Bueno, let's do it then. Until next time, se me cuidan.
Welcome to Hispanic Heritage Month.
I joined Somos not because hablamos el mismo idioma, pero por true cultural diversity.
Somos is doing a very good job connecting the dots between Verizon and our Hispanic community in the United States.
What I love about Somos is that you feel the embrace acceptance and the friendship right away.
The Slack channels are really informative.
And the best part is learning sobre las diferentes culturas y tradiciones que tenemos.
We are somos.
Somos.
Our past, our heritage.
Mi gente.